Hello again, sweet darlings. I've been on this journey, which is still ongoing and never fails to surprise me with the twists and turns that I take, the layers that I shed, or new habits that I take on. I've realized that there's no one way to grow in faith or grow in femininity as a daughter of God. But on my path, I've rediscovered just how beautiful, fulfilling, and renewing it is to embrace God's design for woman. It isn't modern, it isn't trendy, but that doesn't really matter. During this video series about how women can reclaim beauty for the glory of God, I want to take you through the 5 ways that I've changed massively over the past 3 years, tell you a bit more about my story and faith in the process, and hopefully encourage you as Christian women to see what a vital role we have to play in society today. This video asks us all, what does it mean to be daughters of the King? What does this demand of us and call us to during our lives here on earth? But who am I ask myself, to call myself a daughter of the King? My life has not been lived according to his word, and in fact, for most of it, I hardly knew he had anything to say about how I should live my life. But this disbelief of my worthiness to be a daughter of God is not a barrier to the truth, that I am his daughter, as we all are, and our Father is a King, who made us to be glorious in his image, and not only this, but he would have us participate in co-creation with him as mothers. But being a daughter of the King is not a title for me. I am slowly beginning to understand that this really means responsibility, a task that I may never accomplish. Can I rule my domain as God wishes me to? He has trusted me in this life to be a wife, a stepmother, a mother, a daughter, a sister, a friend, and a neighbor, and I must step forward to claim the responsibility for those areas of my life. I once had a priest tell me in confession that I had been placed exactly where God needed me to be in this life, which was such a relief. I understand now that God has called me to this life, to serve my family, to learn humility through that service, and all the while keep checking back in with God to grant me the grace I need to rule my domain. So many times in the past 3 years, I've been saying, "Take my resentment away, Lord. Please, Lord, help me to be more patient." Or just simply, "God, what should I do?" This is the arena in which I must battle my own shortcomings, my sin, and through struggle, hopefully grow in virtue over time. I've been trying to take on more responsibility since finding faith, and these are just a few examples. Taking charge of the dishes, even down to loading the dishwasher so that my husband can just sit down and relax after we eat a meal. Dedicating time each week to starting to teach my older daughter how to read. Organizing social meetups with other families rather than expecting my husband to do this. And doing things to grow our business without being asked. There are a million and one ways that we can all slowly take on more, and in the process master new skills, improve the lives of our families, and stop placing responsibility or blame on others for the areas of our life that we really can claim. No one else is responsible for my prayer life or the tidiness of my home or my ability to organize meetups with friends, for example. As daughters of the King with our own unique gifts and design, we are also called to beauty, I believe. Not just for ourselves, but to co-create with God in this world. The domestic church is perhaps one of the most powerful and impactful places on earth, aside from the pew, where we can learn so much about God and his creation. As I look around at our world, there is beauty and order everywhere in God's design. Details are attended to, and no element has been neglected. In our human way, we are imperfect, of course, and so much has fallen by the wayside when we examine society. But as Christian women, we are called to an extremely important task to reclaim beauty for the glory of God. Why do we have to do this? Because the remnants of beauty that we see in society are Christian. Christian churches, Christian art, Christian music. These great glad tributes to God's creation and his might still exist, but they are fading. And for my husband and I, we're so passionate about renewing this Christian beauty in the world, about reclaiming culture and fighting to restore all of that which is good and beautiful about Christian teachings, those things which bring us all grace, peace, and total joy. The domestic church is a perfect place to begin, filling it not just with the symbols of Christ's powerful sacrifice, but with reminders of the whole story. Beauty does something to the soul, which is why when you walk inside a beautiful church, your eyes feast and your shoulders drop. Things are in order there, and no detail has been forgotten. The domestic church should make us feel the same way, a small sanctuary where we can remember God for all kinds of reasons and all the everyday acts He designed us for. We can do these with grace, with attention to detail, and keep our homes in order for His glory. It's for this reason that I put up religious art that I've thrifted that sparks joy in me and my family in all of the rooms of our house. It's why I pick wildflowers and pop them into any old glass jar for the bathroom or arrange pretty stones along my windowsills. I want my home to be full of little everyday reminders of God's beautiful creation. And although I may not always have the time to stop and kneel to pray as I tend my home, I do have the time to cast my eyes again and again across the Latin Hail Mary print we designed that now hangs in my kitchen. I love this print, which reminds me not only that Mary is always ready to intercede for her children, but also that God provides all that we need when we have faith. And why do you worry about clothes? See how the flowers of the field grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will He not much more clothe you, you of little faith? So yes, God has called us to domains as His daughters where we will no doubt be challenged. No one said it would be smooth sailing, or that even as daughters of a king we will be fit to rule those domains right away. We need guidance and to learn obedience to His will rather than following our own. I'm still learning this in my own life and am by no means a master of accepting responsibility in all areas of my life, nor of the task of bringing the beauty of faith alive for my family. But I hope in my own small way I am moving forward, and that one day my children will remember how I smiled as we prayed the rosary imperfectly together, that I loved thrifted artworks of the Madonna, and that I never failed to point out that the beauty of our life was the work of God, who loves us so very much. Thank you again for tuning into this video, sweet darlings. Please do let me know in the comments how you're claiming your domain as a daughter of the King and how you would like to bring a bit more beauty into your home or how you're already doing so. I hope to see you all here again soon for another video, but in the meantime, take good care everybody, and God bless.